everyone, it's Jan with What You Make It, and I am back with another installment of our Creative Play series. I am so enjoying the interaction with you all, and I want to continue to encourage you to use the link down below to go to my blog post that is associated with each of these techniques or methods or whatever it is that we're going to call them, because I really want this to be interactive. I want you to have an opportunity to play in your own creative space and then come share with us what you were doing so we can encourage you. You know, that's one of the great things about this art community, is that we can encourage one another, and with that encouragement we get better. And we feel better and we become more creative. So anyway, I want to encourage you to do that. Today we're going to do something that I am going to share the process with you all, because so many of you all think that you've been so kind and gracious, and you say great and lovely things to me about how I'm fearless, and you don't know how I do that. And that's kind of where this whole thing came out of, because the reality is, guys, I have to overcome that same fear. Earlier this past year, I shared with you all that I couldn't see myself as a card maker. I loved creating scrapbook pages and mini albums and art journaling and that sort of thing, but it just wasn't my thing to do cards. And when I said it wasn't my thing, it was that I didn't feel comfortable doing it. And I always felt like they didn't turn out as beautiful as some of these great card makers that I watch on YouTube. And they inspire me, and I go, oh, I'll never be that good. Okay, hello. Just another opportunity. And I remember that one of my mentors, people that in life, and they were not necessarily mentors in art or whatever, but they said to me, Jan, if there is something that you think you can't do, or it scares you, try it. That's the thing you ought to practice. Try it. So, you know what? I shared that with you all, and a few months ago I did I started making cards, and I started sharing them with you, and, you know, I practiced. And I have to tell you, my first few cards were not ones that I would send to somebody I really liked. I'd send them to, you know, a mild acquaintance. No, I'm teasing you. I just practiced. And I feel like I'm getting better at it. It's still not as easy for me as putting a scrapbook page together, but I love that I have enough confidence now to sit down, and it doesn't have to be a card that is going to get put up in the Louvre Museum. It's a card. It's a way to share affection and encouragement with somebody else. And so I do that now. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the thing that I am now ready to tackle. The thing that I am not at all comfortable with is painting faces. I love watching folks like Rach 0113, Jennings, lots of other folks here on YouTube that just create the cutest things, and it's not something that I've ever really done well, I think. So, you know what? I'm going to share that process with you. I'm going to show you what I do when I am nervous about doing something, or I think I don't do it well enough. I'm going to do it in front of you, because I want you to see that I really mean what I say when I say we can, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it also doesn't need to stop us from trying. Let's do our pledge. I'm going to put that up on the screen, and I want us to do it together. I am an artist. For the next few hours or minutes, I pledge to forget about perfection and focus on having fun. I can spill paint, smear ink, and tear my paper, and I will still be an artist. I can't make a mistake because it's all fixable. And when I am done, I will have a work of art because I am an artist. And you are too, my friends. So we're going to do this together. In my previous video where it was called Playful Backgrounds, I showed you how I made this background, and this was another one that I've done. I'm going to use this one because you saw me create it for the background of my face painting. Now, here's the deal, folks. I'm going to do a cheater method. And you know, the cheater method is great because when we succeed, we are willing to try a little harder. So the first thing I'm going to do in my journey to try and paint faces better is I'm going to use a stencil. And I love these by Julie Fei-Fan Balzer. I will put a link to her blog. Oh my goodness, friends, she is so much fun and a fearless artist and is great with techniques, and so I'll put a link down below. But she has started designing stencils for the Crafters Workshop, and when I saw these three stencils, I don't know if you can actually see them if I don't hold them up to you for you. Here's one face. Here's another one. You can tell I was testing to see how to get the ink to go through. And then here's this one, and I know this one is called Edith and Maud. So she has three, and these are in the 6x6, and they come in the 12x12. So if you were also afraid of doing faces, let's try something that's fairly easy to begin with, okay? Start with the stencil, and then we'll progress past it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to use my pencil to, right now, just show me where these lines are, okay? So I kind of know where to put paint. Now, maybe card making is the thing that you are fearful of. Well, sit down and just try. Copy somebody that you like. If you see a card that you like and you're like, I'd never think of that. Well, you know, there's a lot of things that I've seen people do that I would never think of. But I go and I use it as a template or a stencil, if you will. Scrap lifting is actually just using somebody else's template for how they accomplish something. So go and do that. And you know, I'm hoping that if I have some success with this, that I'll actually draw my own little face to work with. So there is, you can see I've just traced her on there. going to use my stencil now to put the definition back into her. Okay, I got a little over excited about the paint there. Okay, but you know what? It's all fixable. Okay, so I have dried it. I didn't want to start trying to repair a little bit of it while the black was still wet, because the paint would mix. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some of my colors that I have already created, and just put those colors back in. Remember, we're still playing. We're not, don't feel bad that it didn't look exactly like I thought it should when I got done. I'm just going to, it's all fixable, remember? And again, since it's just us that are seeing this, it's okay for me to just see. I could just stop and say, well, you know what I learned? If I'm using a stencil like this, I've learned that perhaps I need to use a lighter hand. I don't want to put quite so much black paint. Maybe I would use a sponge applicator, or I might do the stipple brush technique. But see, those are all, I'm not doing this for a gift for anybody, so this is just part of my playtime. During my play, I'm figuring out what works and what doesn't. Okay, so here it is. I added some journaling, and you know what? I could keep playing with it, but I kind of like it the way it is. It's my very first face that I've ever painted, and I'm going to put it in one of my journals because it was my first one, and you all got to share it with me. Clearly, you all did not tune in to watch Jann teach you how to paint a face. What I hope we have done is that together we've learned to be brave. And here's what my journaling says, and I'm going to end with that, and I won't even say go have some creative play, because I know you will. I'll look forward to seeing you over on my blog to share what you were brave in doing this week. So my journaling says, don't be afraid to try. You do not have to be the best at everything, but for sure don't let the fear of not being good enough keep you from trying. Have fun, learn new things. You too, my friends. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.